Hey everybody, this is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food, trying my very first Q&A carnivore live chat. Never done anything like this before, so let's see if anybody shows up. I've got my cuppa. This is my second of the day. Let me put down here something. Today is Saturday. It is April 4th. You know, you're you ended on a number that can be added to the other. Hi, Maria. I've got one person here. This is fun. So what I thought I'd do today is just see what everybody else is up to. It's Saturday, and perhaps your house is clean. Perhaps you're, a couple of hours from now. And I just took a shower after my rebounder and blew dry my hair. And here I am. Look at all these people. This is fun. I'm glad you're here. And Spivey from Wales. This is fun. So what are you doing today? Or do you have an elder person? I'll confer with the older person. Q&A, or what are you doing? Or are you in trouble? Are you struggling? Are you starting to think of naughty things? This is my biggest question. Have you worn pants with a zipper and a button at all in the last few days? Oh, I've got on my old Navy sweats, and it's just so much fun. And I ordered 2 more pair, and they're delayed in being delivered till April 8th. So, yeah. Hey, Tanya, this is fun. So I've never done anything like this before, as I stated. So you got to have some questions for me. Give me something. Give me something here, will ya? It's Saturday, April 4th. And what is it? It's 8 minutes to 10. I have 2 radio shows that I listen to. I just thought, hey, let's just turn this on and see what happens. I watch so many other live broadcasts, but nothing fancy here. No green screen behind me with a prime rib. All right, so let's see. Oh, I like that. Well, one is wearing the comfiest clothes that he can. Another one is having a lazy day, still in PJs. Trust me, I just got out of my, I'm homesick robe. I even put on my new spritz of Coco by Chanel. I think it's important for me to make like I'm not sick, even though I'm home, and that it's something like a blessed day off from being so busy. Remember those days, everybody? So let's see what I got. Tracy writes that she's doing fine, hanging in there, though is my higher calorie still low carb day. She lives for Saturday. And Tanya is in Washington, and she's in her robe. She's got her cuppa. And I went to bed around 6. Yeah, you can count those hours, 11 delicious hours. I think I'm getting used to this. They say that that good sleep is helpful for cortisol, which gives us that gut thing, and our bloated big gut. And so, yeah, I'm qualifying these days. And so I got up and I what did I do? Well, I made a video for a future broadcast, and crust, and cleaned both toilets. I'm telling you, nobody has a life as busy as mine. So I did do the rebounder. I do it for 20 minutes. I keep it gentle because I have lousy balance anyway, thank goodness. Now, is your life as exciting as mine? I've been listening to great videos, and the last one that I listened to, his name is Brian Rose, and he does London Real. And I listened to his Rich Dad, Poor Dad guest host. His name is Robert, and it's a long name at the end. But for more of an economic look at what's going on today, fascinating stuff. And so it, and then Joe Rogan with Eric Weinstein. And that man is so brilliant. He went to MIT, and it's almost like I can listen to 5 minutes of him then I have to stop, right? So, anybody got any questions? Tracy is exercising and she's going to put on her jeans today. Lloyd Martin, hi, honey, I love you back. He's got a picture. I don't know if he's a big fishing enthusiast like Greg is, but half of the basement is fishing stuff ready to go into the boat. He loves his stuff, and he's branching out into tuna fishing as well as his bass fishing this year. PJ Burke, she did a do-it-yourself mask using part of a pillowcase, 2 rubber bands, and 2 large safety pins. Hey, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I hear them saying that. Well, Greg got me some N95s. They're made by Milwaukee at Home Depot. And I guess a lot of fine carpenters, finish carpenters would use them because the dust is so fine. And so I'm going to wear them even, he bought them for me like a month ago, so I'm not going to put them to waste. I thought it was very interesting that our governor in Massachusetts ordered 300,000 masks and they came into the dock, but then they disappeared. And so he thinks the feds just help themselves. But Robert Kraft of the Patriots took his Patriots jet, he retrofitted it so it could go like on a long trip, and went to China and picked up 1 million masks and then gave 300,000 of them to New York. And they went in a Patriots truck after they landed in the Patriots plane. I thought that was kind of goosebumpy for me. Viv, also known as Spivey, he did weights earlier. Now he's in Wales, so he wants to keep his muscles from wasting away. And he likes PJ Burke's idea of the mask. How about anybody else? What are you cooking today? Are you having OMAD, 2MAD? Are you being good? How's your coffee? How many coffees do you have? Maybe a question like, what changes have you made in being home with your food, water, coffee intake? Is it different? Do you suffer a little bit from boredom? So maybe you've let a little, maybe more calories in, or maybe more cups of coffee. Are you as vigilant with what you're having? Are you able to go long hours inside the house without getting into that, like those good ideas that aren't necessarily good ideas? Tanya has finished her Bible study. That was one of her goals today that she sent me. That's good. And she has plans for laundry and housekeeping. And her sister made her a mask with a school bus on it. Aw, she's a school bus driver. And so I'm sure she's as looking as forward to driving again as I am. There's something beautiful about driving in the wee hours when it goes from dark to dawn to daylight. And with her route, and maybe with my doing Ubering, there's certain times you drive by an ocean or a pond, and the whole scene is taking place there as it starts getting lighter. It's really beautiful. And chances are, if I wasn't doing my Uber and lifting, I wouldn't be out at these places seeing, how dawn lights. And I used to say dawn lights over Marblehead. I am from Marblehead. It's a yachting town north of Boston, and that's where I graduated from high school, although I graduated from a high school down here too that had me as a honorary student in Harwich. So I have feet planted in Marblehead and feet planted in Harwich on Cape Cod. So let me see. PJB works. She stays out of her head, and I've got a busy head. Now I live with the most energizer buddy. It's so funny because it takes him like an hour and a half to wake up. And that's when I'm at my most, when I do most of my videos. And so but then he goes. He does not stop until he sits down to have his OMAD along with me. Like I'll say, let's watch an episode of this, or let's watch a movie on Prime. And he's like, nope, he can't sit down until it's time to eat. So it's pretty funny. Oh, look at that. Hi. Somebody's going to Trader Joe's, Pumpkin Girl 1950. And she's also waiting for much rain needed in Northern California, Nancy. Now, Nancy, I will gladly give you the last 5 days that we've had of pelting rain. I will donate them. These are like masks, right? I'll donate all my rainy weather for one sunny day. But yeah, I was watching how they're doing the protocols for going into a grocery store, and I guess it turns into a 4 hour sort of event as you wait in line. They were showing it pouring and windy yesterday with people just waiting 6 feet apart from everybody just to get into the store. Um, I love being an old lady, so I can just go into the stores. Usually the hours are between 6 and 7 daily for us to get that free hour. It works kind of well. I will go to the butcher tomorrow morning and get my ribeyes for the big green egg. I've already got sirloin tips, and then I got a prime rib with the bones cut off but tied back on yesterday at the regular grocery store because it showed it was on sale. So I got that. So that's usually a 2 night event. So I'm looking pretty good for the foods for the week. Um, so Viv, also known as Spivey, has been watching loads of musical videos, full blast. He said he must be driving his neighbor nuts. Well, I'm the talk radio person, so I just listen to a lot of them. I go from my phone to iHeartRadio to my radio in the kitchen. I've got a TV in the kitchen too. I've got the attention span of a gnat, I must say. And so I need to constantly like change venues of what I'm listening to. Hey, Craig, how are you? Love you. I so enjoyed that video that we taped. Craig Cooper and I did a video, and he had so many different props, and he was like he knew what was coming, and so he was so prepped for everything that we did. He's a delightful sort. He's been following keto for a long time. Craig, are you doing carnivore now or just keto still? And yeah, but Viv, also known as Spivey, has been he's been keeping. He wants to know how we're keeping ourselves sane during the lockdown. Now, Spivey, also known as Viv, used to also listen to a lot of. Wow, he was. I think he was a firefighter and he was a paraplegic, and we both used to listen to him all the time. I can't remember his name. And then he kind of faded out as an artist. What was his name, Viv? He started to do such beautiful artwork. Oh my God. It's like, where's on Cape Cod, which isn't a problem when it's, 38, windy, rainy, and cold. But pretty soon it'll be why people spend thousands of dollars to come here, and that's going to be a problem. They kept the beaches open in one of the towns, and that June lived in actually for 5 years, but they closed the parking lots because there was too much congregating and non-social distancing, and so they shut down the parking lots so they can't have any fun. I know that I'm in AA and that there are AA meetings all over the world that you can plug into with Zoom, which is kind of interesting. So that can keep some people actively involved still. I know that my group in particular was meeting in the parking lot of the church, and cold, windy, rainy. How do they do that? With the windows down in their cars, keeping their 6 feet distance? I don't know. But okay, so let me see. So Craig did carnivore for January, but he's committed to an even lower carb keto since. Still like making BBC's better bad choices. And those work. I mean, Craig was in great shape when we talked. Could it have been a whole year ago? Steve Gonzo, thank you. Yes, he's an ex-Marine. Is he still doing his artwork? Is he still doing videos as a keto person, Viv? Let me know. So, okay, so Craig is doing better bad choices. He did carnivore for the month. Yeah, I've been doing carnivore now. I think it's about 8 months. Quite a few elder population here in the world of Pearls of Wisdom and Food. They're also doing their carnivore food plans, it's really neat to hear from an older woman or man and that they're doing it and holding on. And I can only imagine, like, when presented to their kids and grandkids, it's like, Grandma, why are you having that 1.5 pound ribeye? And it's like, well, that's my food plan. And then, if you quick did that, you'd see, your daughter or son's eyes rolling. Let them roll. Well, what are you guys going to? Are any of you still working? What kind of question is that? Are you working at all? I work at the police department. I guard the cells, and I work midnight to 8. That's 2 nights a week, although this week it's 3 nights. And I go in at midnight and I get out at 8 a.m. But the protocol for arresting somebody is so extensive. You have to how you handle them, how you put them in the cruiser. You have to get them to the hospital. They have to have a test before they can be admitted into the cell, and how we do the booking with them, which is done in the cell block area, like where my office is. It's such a confusing thing. So, it's just totally different. And I'm sure they feel that they need to be wearing combat wear. They also did an expose of showing us where the frequent guests that are homeless, where they are, and they're usually protective custody, meaning they drink too much, they haven't created a crime, they don't have a warrant, so we just keep them until they're sober, and we haven't had them either. So I think there's a place that's keeping them because they kind of did a population roll call of them, and they're the what we might call frequent flyers of the homeless. And so I guess they're keeping them. Maybe it's a wet house instead of a sober house where they're allowed to drink, just they can't leave the property. Gonzo is a prison guard also. Oh, cool. Hi, Mickey. Okay, what else? What happened to older people not being able to lose weight? LOL. Thanks, Tracy. I don't know what you mean by that. But I think a lot of us are either maintaining or still managing to lose a little bit. I think with carnivore, the focus is so much on health and just giving it time. When Kelly Hogan came back doing a lot of videos, of course, she's younger. She's like 41, I think. And when she first began carnivore, which was 10 years before that, she put on like 20 pounds. And eventually it did come off. So she just says, give it time. And us being older people, yes, it is about, giving it time. Hi, Susan. I think that's your name, right? Epiphany London. And oh, Viv says he's a moderator on high intensity health. We're told not to even try. Yeah, I know. That's what Tracy says, that losing weight, we were just told not to even bother, that sometimes having a little extra weight was good for our health. I don't know who thought that up, but yeah, so it's not true. And high intensity health is great. He just did one on a sauna, on using a sauna. Somebody else was asking about a sauna too. Lucky them, right? To have a sauna to go into. I guess it could be helpful with the Sue. Okay. With the virus. And thank you, Epiphany London. Her name is Sue, but her icon is Epiphany London. And so what are people having to eat today? Some people say they're not really saying what they're having. I'm always curious about what people are having to eat. Do you weigh and measure? Do you still do macros? Is all of that when you were doing keto is important when you do carnivore? I gave up the bathroom scale as well as the kitchen scale when I went to carnivore, although I still do measure my keto and my butter or ghee when I have my fatty coffees. I have my black coffee usually when I'm doing my video. Hi, Sarah. Oh, she's in her robe having a cuppa, and she's going to do the kettlebells later. And Cool. Hey, Tracy. Tracy down in Florida. She just had a bacon and cream cheese omelet. Oh, yeah. She got the cream cheese idea from me. And later she's going to have a burger. That cream cheese in an omelet, I'm telling you, if you haven't had it yet, it's just a yet, because if you do, you will be including that. I buy either the Organic Valley, obviously organic cream cheese, which I put in my omelets, or I buy the Whole Foods organic cream cheese that I put in my meatsa pizza. Um, and so she said that she just had that, and it is delicious. One time I did a stuffed cheeseburger with that, and I put cream cheese in the middle, so it just got like soft and hot. But, I cook my burgers medium rare, so it's not like it's, oh, that burned my tongue. Tracy is having a low carb grilled ham and cheese with homemade tomato soup, and she makes her own low carb bread. And that's nice. I remember seeing somebody show how they made that, and it worked. I don't do anything like the low carb bread thing, but good for you if you have it. And a tomato soup. I think Tracy's the one that treats herself to a higher kind of carb day on Saturdays, and so hence the bread, the low carb bread and the tomato soup. Don't have Campbell's soup. There's so much sugar in that. It's like 5 teaspoons of sugar in a can or something like that. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so what else are other people doing or eating today? Little lull in the action. Tomorrow's our big green egg. Yeah, two Tracy A's. That's right. Sometimes you'll have that here, and the only other Sarah I know is the Sarah Carnivore Yogi. I think she's canned soup is the devil, says Tracy and Deers. Spivey says, does anyone get stuff coming out of their eyes when you eat too much oxalates? Yes. I have a usual normal like sleepy eye thing in the morning. And then there's other times where it feels like it's sweat, some oxalates all night long. And it's kind of like if I took off my glasses and looked in my magnified mirror, I'd see that, a lot of it, there's like a coating and stuff. I almost have to wash it off. In fact, I do. It's kind of like this salty film. Is that what yours is like, Spivey? I've heard some people say the oxalates are like ice shards coming out of their body. I haven't had that, but I've definitely had, overly crusty eyes. And I definitely had some pain where I had that bum below my kneecap thing for like a year and a half, and nobody could figure out what it was. Tracy Abbott had her first cup of coffee with Keto and now is drinking it black over ice. Oh, so you do iced coffee too. I'm just a hot coffee gal. And I'll never forget, I was working in the pizza joint on Cape Cod. What are the chances, right? And my boss was drinking hot coffee all the time too. And I said, oh, you drink it hot all the time too? And he goes, yeah, it keeps me cool in the summer and warm in the winter. And I said, yeah, I always found that too. Isn't that interesting? And Craig says, making an egg loaf for brunch. We'll see a return of, I know, when will we see a return of Gurley and the cowboy? Well, he travels a lot. And I suppose we could reunite. I don't think it'll be once a month. I think he's kind of busy in his world and I'm busy in my world. It's not like we broke up or anything. It was just like, that was a great year. And maybe we will do some of that soon. Good point, Craig. It'd be nice to have a little reunion with him. Oxalates, he either gets sharp bits or slimy stuff out of his eyes, which makes his vision blurry. Okay. So anybody, the oxalate dump, meaning, to the bathroom. It was funny because Dr. Overton, in his real long 3-hour video on oxalates, was talking about that and how it happens like every 3 weeks for some people. And it's funny, I started keeping a chart, and for 3 cycles, it was every 3 weeks of that happening. So I don't know if I'm due for another one yet. I wasn't paying much attention to it, only when it happened. But it's it it is interesting with oxalate dumping, and it can continue long after you've been ingesting oxalates. It's a very interesting topic, and I never get tired of all the things. Hey, June. Um, June's on. She's in shelter with the kitties. She's got 6 kitties and lives on the side of a mountain. Sounds kind of wonderful and romantic, doesn't it? I'm very jealous of June right now, and I already told her today in an email because she's able to have sun out and sit in the sun. And I've been definitely missing the sun. We haven't had it for a week now, and we've been told that maybe Monday or Tuesday. Monday on the weather station got a check mark for the pick of the week, so that would be very nice to have a sunny day in the 60s. And if the beaches aren't open, I guess I'll just go into my yard. So we've been on for almost, oh, she's actually at the shelter. June works at a shelter for dogs and cats, but specializes in the kitties. And so she goes there and gives them a hand as a volunteer almost every day. Pause for Life is the name of it if you want to check it out. PAWS number 4 LIFE. And so, yeah. So I just thought I'd come on and say hi, a little distraction from our busy lives. I mean, if I had 6 toilets, I'd be cleaning 6 toilets, but I only had 2. So that's how it goes here. So it's time for me to bid adieu. We did a half hour. This was fun. I'll do it again. It was kind of like a pilot shot to see if I could figure out how to do it. And I think I kind of figured out how to do it. So I want all of you to have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and day. Stay strong, stay abstinent. Remember, being 90% abstinent would be the hardest thing to ever figure out how to do. It's easier to just say, nope, I'm abstinent with my food plan. And I will see you the next time here on Pearls of Wisdom and Food live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I love all of you here in this community. We'll do it again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye for now.